Mike, we talked about, you know, the one property that's got an open house, and, you know, again, like I said before, while technology has replaced a lot of showings, there's still a lot of those things that real estate agents do to, in my opinion, appease customers a lot of times, because, you know, the customer wants the open house, or used to seeing open houses, they see other realtors doing open houses in their neighborhood, so they think it's something that works, but the reality is it's not something that's super effective. I mean, people just don't go to them anymore. They go online and they narrow the list of homes that they want to see, and then they go look at those in person. Now, is it sometimes effective for a real estate agent to market an open house and meet your neighbors and find other homes to sell or find other clients to pick up? Yeah, but open houses today with the technology just are not that effective. That doesn't mean that they don't occasionally sell a home or that they don't occasionally work, but the amount of times that they work compared to other mediums is just really slim. We get customers ask for them a lot, and we'll do them at the request of the customer. You know, if they're just, you know, if they're just dead set on having one because they believe it's going to work, we'll do it. But the reality is, it's just not what works in selling homes. I see it happen all the time where I drive through the neighborhood and I see open house every weekend. You know what I see when I see that? You know what I think when I see open house every weekend?
What's that?
I think really desperate home seller.
Right.
Like if you're schlepping out of your house every weekend to go drive around while your realtor does an open house every weekend, I feel sorry for you.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. Like, I want to give you a hug.
Right.
I feel really sorry for you. The reality is just that it's not effective. It sends a message of desperation to the market.
Right, and it's not like TV either. You know, you see these different TV shows, and they always sell the house at an open house.
Of course.
That is,
of course.
It's
Look,
very rare
I've
that
met
happens.
Josh Altman. I've met all these guys. We mastermind and network in some of the same circles. The majority of what you see on the real estate reality TV shows is complete BS.
Right, it's all staged.
It's not how it happens. It's just not, and they'll tell you that off air. They're not going to tell you that on air because it's TV and they're making money. But the reality is, it's not real. The other thing I'll tell you about, you know, kind of you going back to that same thing. That doesn't mean an open house every once in a while can be effective. It can be. But is it the most effective thing? Is it going to sell your house? Does it need to be the center point of a marketing strategy? No. It just doesn't. It just doesn't work that way anymore. You know, real estate technology has advanced so much that it just has outgrown open houses. And so the idea that you should have an open house every weekend is just silly. It's just not an effective way anymore in today's day and age of marketing real estate. And then, you know, the other side of it is the customer that watches HGTV, that watches some of the reality TV shows, and they see how Josh Altman or, you know, some of these guys do an open house. And they have waiters and bar service and hors d'oeuvres.
Tens of thousands of dollars.
Right. Because that's a $20 million house.
Right, exactly.
Like, obviously, if it's a $20 million house, he can afford that. If you're selling a $400,000 house, you're not going to get one of those freaking open houses. Are you kidding me? Like, you know, it doesn't happen like that. You know, we're in business for a purpose. We want to sell your home, but we have to spend marketing dollars that are going to work to sell your home. And that kind of an open house is not effective in that price range. It's just not. Or it's a really stupid business decision that's going to blow all the money that you could potentially be using on better advertising and your budget to sell a home.
Right,
You know?
and those open houses too are broker open houses. They're
A lot
not
of times,
open to the
brokers.
public. They're you know, inviting all their colleagues to come.
And there is I mean, look, there's some brokers open in South Tampa. There's a caravan that you can put your house on, and it's effective. But you're not going to walk into one of those and see the kind of stuff you see on TV.
Right.
You're just not. I mean, you know, it doesn't matter the price point. You're just not going to see that. You know, and so the expectation that customers have about what's going to happen in an open house is sometimes flawed because they're watching these TV shows and thinking, well, he hired a waiter, and he did this, and he did that. And it's like, look, that's because it's a $20 million house. Of course he did all that. You know, he's going to make $6 million when he sells the house.
Right.
You know, so the expectation from customers sometimes is a little bit off when it comes to open houses.
Well, I think they're tough in this market too because there's such low inventory. If your house goes live on a Monday, for instance, and it's priced right, and you know it doesn't even have to be in the best shape, and you have an open house on Saturday, it's probably going to be gone by then anyway. No,
I mean we just had a $750,000 waterfront house hit the market and it was pending in 4 days.
Right.
You know, I mean, so it's not as if luxury higher-end homes can't move really fast. They do. If they're priced well, they're photoed well, you got a nice video, a 3D tour. If you've done all the right things, the house is going to fly off the shelf if it's priced right. You know,
right.
And no matter the price point, you know, and so I think that's the key to it, you know. So you know, the idea that, you know, that you're doing an open house 3 and 4 months down the line, if it's taken that long to sell, you know, there's somewhere.
Probably got other issues.
That, or, you know, there's a condition issue or a price issue.
Right.
You know, I mean, that's really the two things that you can control. You know, you can't control the market. You can control the marketing.
Right.
And it can certainly be that too. But sometimes the marketing's right on, it takes a little while to sell, and sometimes the saturation rates are what they are. Every market's different, every neighborhood's different. But, you know, it's price and condition that you can control, so you want to tweak those things.